From a young age, Marie-Jeanne Papetit knew of the trauma of residential schools. Her siblings were forced to attend the Saint-Marc-de-Figuerie school near Amos, Quebec. They came home with stories of abuse.
Tout le monde avait commencé à parler. Les étudiants avaient commencé à parler. Qu'est-ce qui se passait là?
Marie-Jeanne was 5, and her father came up with a plan to keep her home.
Mon père m'a protégée. Il a tout fait pour pas que j'aille au pensionnat.
He built a hiding place for her in their basement when the bus came for students in September, and in the days that followed when a local priest went door to door looking for children not in school, Marie-Jeanne would wait, following her father's instructions to keep quiet.
Il me disait juste, il faut pas que tu réponds quand on va t'appeler.
Marie-Jeanne never ended up in a residential school, but her husband did. William Papetit is still haunted by the sounds of footsteps in the dormitory hallways. He was repeatedly abused. He told his father, who was determined to protect his son from more harm. They left the reserve and came here, about 100 kilometers away.
J'avais 14 ans quand je commençais à venir ici. C'était ma cachette.
Eventually, the priest found him, but William's father stood his ground until the priest left. William never returned to the school.
Mon père m'a serré dans mes bras. J'étais content. J'ai un petit enfant. Je vais pouvoir vivre avec mon père.
There are stories like this across the country, but few are documented, of families and communities who defied the church and authorities to keep their children away from residential schools. Lindia Kakakaway is waiting for a reunion 60 years in the making at her home on the Carry the Kettle First Nation in Saskatchewan. Lindia's mother wanted to shield her from the abuse her father suffered at a residential school, but as a widow, she was terrified she'd be forced to send her only daughter away. So she turned to a white neighbor who lived nearby, Lita Goodwin, who is now 90.
I guess Mom's thinking was because Mrs. Goodwin was non-Indian, they would consider her first. So Mom asked her to help her. She wanted to keep me.
Hello? Hi, Lindy. I don't know if you remember me. Glennis?
Oh, this is Lita.
Peter.
I always thought about you.
Did you?
For what you did for us.
So nice. I didn't realize we'd done such a good service.
For 2 years, Lindia and her mother lived with the Goodwins, protected from the residential school system.
I used to think back, about Mom and I, and how the Goodwins helped us.
They came over and said, would you have room? And we said, yes, we would have. But did you realize as a little girl the reason why you came?
No.
No, I didn't think so. She was just a happy little girl.
The house they lived in is still standing.
She helped us. We felt safe. We were protected. Mom must have had no worries when we lived here. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad.
Lindia's daughter, Carmen, says her life was also determined by her grandmother's choice.
I'm grateful for what my grandma did, because I can't imagine how my life would be different if she didn't do what she did.
A what-if that lingers for this family and others who went to great lengths to escape what seemed to be an inevitable fate. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.